What up, what up? Happy Monday, boys and girls. Today is March 23rd, 2026. This is episode 122 of the Crew Talk Sports Podcast. We got Chilla Betts, aka Mr. March Madness, and we got the NASCAR betting fade himself, Dante. Dante, happy Monday. Hell of a weekend. This is kind of like post Super Bowl. I call it post Armageddon Monday. You have to go the whole day without betting basketball. We try to dabble in on the NBA, right? Of course, to entertain our brains. Lose the bet. What are we doing? How you doing, bud?
Yeah, doing good. Detoxing from all the basketball this weekend. Like I was like looking to see if there's an NIT game tonight, just something
Hmm.
to get my hands on. Good weekend though. Typical March Madness where we had it all figured out. We had the perfect bracket, and then the teams didn't do what they needed to do. So
Yeah, yeah, going down in flames. I will say this has been a pretty. I kind of predicted this. I think a couple episodes ago, I told you guys like the year of underdogs and Cinderellas is it's like not among us. I mean, you could call Florida losing at Iowa, right? But I'm looking for Cinderellas. Like I fell in the Hofstra, the Zips, Akron, you know, uh, South Florida. Like I wanted a couple of those teams to advance, man. I mean, we want Texas, if you want to call that a Cinderella. There's no mid majors that really made a push. It's been kind of shitty. It's always nice to have like a random 12 George Mason cruising through. But nonetheless, dude, it's been epic. There's been a couple games that I've been on the wrong side, a couple games I've been on the good side. Uh, starting with the best team in the nation, Michigan State, cruising, absolutely cruising. Wednesday, we're going to really break down the games that we have our picks. But I just want to say Michigan State looks great. Izzo is March. I am him. Dante, Jeremy Furious has like 9,000 assists in 2 games. He broke Magic Johnson's Michigan State record. I mean, dude, you're talking about Draymond Green triple double, slaughtered his records. Uh, I'm just loving how Sparty's got the depth too, dude. That UConn game, I'm fucking nervous, but I just want to
I mean,
start it there, and then
maybe
we can
the
kind of cruise.
easiest route to the Sweet 16 of any team there. No, it helped that Louisville had the couple guys go down with injuries. North Dakota State, get him out of here. You know what I mean? So you like it for Sparty because they're not going to be like completely emotionally drained coming up for this game against you or UConn this week.
I mean, would you rather have had a couple battle tested games? I could hear the
I don't know. I mean, they
positives of both
they play in the
sides,
Big Ten.
but
They've been
cruising
battle
is.
tested all year.
I think you want to cruise in the first 2 rounds if you can,
Yeah,
man. I mean, for one, my
yeah.
blood pressure was down, so that was appreciative. Like, you know, North Dakota State, that they didn't belong in the same gym as us. Louisville, a better matchup. Mikael Brown was out. But USF, I still felt really confident that we were going to obliterate them too. So, looking good. In particular, what's really motivated me about Michigan State is a couple of the other guys are stepping up. Izzo's got this revolving door of just funneling bigs. Cohen Carr, if you don't know, now you know, is a fucking highlight reel. I mean, dude, the guy literally can jump out of the gym. He's so much fun to watch. I told Ev he's got to get his jersey because it's spelled just like his name. So I'm like, um, but like you see in other teams, like I'm watching Michigan, man, and and I told you, I really did tell you, man, I think that they're the team to beat. That Arizona Michigan game could be, if it does happen, just fucking cinema. I'm interested to see Arkansas, but we'll get into that. Let's get into some of the games that happened. I'm gonna cruise through them. You stop me. Um, another team I want to talk about, Houston, obliterating teams. 2 guards, great coach. I'm sitting on that ticket. They're looking good. Florida just dropped. How far you have Houston going? Do you have them losing to Florida?
Yes, I think I had him losing to Florida in the what about
Yeah,
in like Elite Eight?
yeah, yep. Florida's my only Elite Eight team um, that I've lost. 7 of 8 right now with my brackets. If you guys tuned in on TikTok, St. Louis, Georgia, fucking wrong side of that. I was on Georgia. I thought Georgia. I was on the over, which hit comfortably, but I was also on Georgia. I thought SEC. They lost by fucking damn near 30. Illinois looks good. I think that's the best game of the week right there. Is going to be Illinois, Houston,
Should
UConn,
be high
Michigan
scoring.
State. Yeah, that should be a high scoring game. Texas BYU. So Texas, we brought it up earlier. This is the only team that's advanced. It's double digit seed. Debansa, is probably most likely his only trip to March Madness let down. BYU just wasn't healthy. They couldn't figure it out. Debansa is still a stud though. I can hear Darren Peterson one. I would go Debansa one if I was in the NBA, but I mean, it's up for debate. But Texas, a couple big wins. Um,
Yeah,
BYU just kind of a letdown all year.
they've been a letdown all year. I'm usually a big proponent of like whoever's got the best player. I feel like that player is going to elevate and take the team, but definitely not the case with BYU. Like Texas, I know they talked about it. Shaka Smart, it was like, people like, oh, there's Cinderella story. Texas is one of the biggest universities in America. They're not.
That's what I'm saying. Is it's
story.
kind of
like,
yeah. It's such a big name, especially like football. You know, what
right?
I mean? But I think their women's team's doing really well too. But yeah, it's not. That's why I said mid majors. Like if it was fucking VCU, I would have been more pumped, right? But hey, man, Texas technically has won 3 games in a very short period of time. So shout out to them because I was disrespecting them. I said either team gets obliterated by BYU.
Gonzaga let me down, and I know you tweeted out that they're frauds every year, but the thing is they lose every year in the Sweet 16. Every year they make it to the Sweet. So I thought they'd get by Texas or BYU.
So this was like the year where Gonzaga, you usually think of them as like a high offensive team. This year they kind of toned that down and they brought the best defensive squad that they've had. I didn't necessarily like that standpoint. You loved EK as a big, but I actually had BYU beating Gonzaga. Now Texas did. So like my path was actually pretty fucking accurate here in this lower division. I mean, dude, Purdue, Texas, I just pressed the skip button. But yeah, no, I didn't have Gonzaga going far. I had them dropping right there. I mean, they only beat Tennessee State by 9 too. I just didn't. I didn't like their approach to this season. I did think EK was good, but I watched them a couple times, man, and I just wasn't. I wasn't really impressed. I'm cruising through on a different list.
I got a fun little fact for you.
Go ahead.
Real quick. EK, so he's from Wyoming, Iowa. They have 2 starters who played with EK at Wyoming. So 3 former Cowboys in the Sweet 16. Kind of hurts.
Where's Wyoming at? Are they in it?
They lost in the NIT.
Did they? They're already out of the NIT too.
Yeah.
A couple
they lost
underdogs.
to Wichita State.
A couple underdogs that I had, including one of the biggest fucking comebacks. I think it was the biggest comeback. Texas A&M over St. Mary's. To me, this is like why I picked Georgia. I thought SEC would win. They did. They beat St. Mary's. I was on the right side of that. VCU over North Carolina in the largest comeback in the history of March Madness. You were on North Carolina. I'm sorry, North Carolina bettors. But, a couple underdogs that I had, Cruz. People had McNeese and Vandy. We'll get into Vandy here in a little bit. Arkansas has been cruising. High Point beating Wisconsin. So, fun fact, Thursday I went to it was a Wisconsin Packers household. A lot of Wisconsin mates in there. And I was in my Sparty Go Green shirt, man. They were like pissed because we were blowing out North Dakota State. They had just lost. We knew High Point was going to be explosive, dude. Were they ever? That 3-pointer that dude ripped from the logo was one of the most impressive shots I've ever seen, especially like with the circumstances. They end up falling in the next round, but my God, that would have been a team that would have been really, really fun to root for in the later rounds.
I'm pissed at myself because when we did our reaction show Sunday, I picked High Point on the show, and then I changed it to Wisconsin. I talked myself out of it. I thought Wisconsin. I mean, the Big Ten is great basketball conference this year. I thought Wisconsin played well, and I thought they'd do better, but just hats off to High Point. And honestly, if they played not anyone, but most of these teams beside Arkansas in the next round, I think they would have made it to the Sweet 16. Arkansas, I think, is just really good.
Yeah, Arkansas. Yeah, no, they did, man. I think that I knew that this little area here, even Hofstra's got some crazy guards too. Bama, wait, where are we at here? fuck, which part of the back? Yeah, Wisconsin, Arkansas, High Point, explosive guards, bro. So I was just worried about, uh, yeah, Arkansas, man. I had them advancing too. I actually could see them beating Arizona, dude. I mean, I think Arizona defensively can do a lot of things really well, but you want to talk about star power. You want to talk about coaching. Calipari 3-0 in his last 3 games when he's an underdog in March Madness, covering the spread. I saw initial spreads of 8.5. Again, we'll talk about this Wednesday, but Acuff Jr., dude, we brought him up. I brought it up on the TikTok too. If you guys haven't seen him, dude, he reminds me of Allen Iverson at Georgetown so bad. It's like, watch, dude, the way he finishes at the rim, he's a smaller guy. He creates a lot of separation, blows by you, finishes. Dude, I'm all over this guy in the NBA when he comes out. Talk about a dude who's like propelled himself this year. He's a top 5 pick. But another underdog I missed, South Florida over Louisville. I kind of got talked into this because I knew I fucking hated Louisville too. But I just figured like they have talent. They played in the ACC. Like everybody's on South Florida. I was kind of looking for a spot to kind of fade everybody, and I didn't end up switching it up. But a lot of people had South Florida. I had them plus 5.5. So I've been taking spreads on these, and it's kind of bailed me out. And then the last one, TCU Ohio State, which I'm not sure if you watched that game. Fucking dude, right off the bingo, great games. Troy gets obliterated by Nebraska, who's actually somehow won again. But those are the first day's games. Second day's games, Cal Baptist played good against Kansas. They lost by 8, again covering that. Miami obliterates Missouri in St. Louis. I was on the right side of that. UCLA over UCF was a bit closer than I thought, but we had Big Ten advancing there. I had Iowa over Clemson. Did you see that Clemson had 0 fast break points in this whole entire game?
Yeah,
dude, Iowa, and if you've watched Iowa, like the way they played Florida, dude, they like use every second of the shot clock, bro. Like Iowa's not a team that's very fun to watch. Dude, you think of Iowa football, like it's pretty fucking close to Iowa basketball, bro. I mean, it really is. I had Tennessee over Miami, Ohio. What'd you think of that? I know you were on Miami, Ohio, because you love them.
I was on Tennessee. I got them beating Iowa State this weekend too. So I like Tennessee a lot.
Me too.
Gillespie, I think he's pretty good. And I feel like they just can't beat Vanderbilt, but they played well besides those games against Vandy. So that's why I might have been on them. And Virginia, I mean, I just was kind of down on the ACC. You just said Clemson. Duke, it was Duke, and then everyone else. Louisville had some injuries. I was on USF. I thought just because of the storyline of the coach and I went the other route. Everyone was picking VCU, so I faded and went North Carolina. Should have been a win. That's just an unexcusable loss for North Carolina. But the ACC it's a down year, and you can kind of tell. And the like TCU, that's why I liked them over in that first round game against Ohio State, just because I was like, they've played tough Big 12 teams all year, and their defense, that was a fun game to watch. Their defense was really good. Ohio State was kind of coming a little bit hot, but I thought TCU would put up a better fight against Duke, honestly.
Yeah, well, they kind of did in the first half. Duke's first halves have not been good. If you're looking for first half money line betters, dude, I mean, fucking St. John's, you should be all over it. But real quick on Tennessee, this kid gets to the free throw line. He's like a walking timeout too. So what I've watched this in the SEC championship game too. Is he's a really intelligent player. Instead of like a run, when he sees or feels a run, he's gifted, right? So he can get to the foul line. He does. Like he leaves the country and shooting free throws. So them beating Virginia, I had Tennessee over that. I didn't go Tennessee over Iowa State, but this whole side of the bracket was interesting to me because fucking Akron, Hofstra, those fuck me. Bama ends up surviving. I tried to get too cute here when like I should have trusted my gut. Like Tennessee was like, they're better. I did see a couple people had Virginia coming out of this bracket just trying to be like super unique. Like, what are you doing? It's Virginia. Right. Even the year they won the championship, they low-key didn't deserve it. There's a horrible foul shot on a 3 that didn't exist that got them to the championship game. But and then you want to talk about one of the craziest shots you've ever seen in your life, dude. Kentucky over Santa Clara to get into overtime from half court by Owe, who is a stud. I liked him too. But man, then Kentucky embarrasses himself. Disappointing year. I was talking to a Kentucky fan, diehard. Shout out to my boy Colin. Disappointing year, even though they won a game. 22 million, I heard, is what they've spent on their players. Obviously, there was some injuries, but like, dude, it's Kentucky. Like, I mean, come on. We were talking
Yeah.
about if they would have been pushed over to the East region with Michigan State as the 7 seed instead of who was the 7 seed over there? Fucking, what I'm talking about. Paired up with UCLA. It would have been like legitimately blue blood city. But yeah, dude, I like the Tennessee poll. That was a good one. Other than that, day two, kind of a snoozer. Akron goes down to Texas Tech. They fought them pretty close, but I mean that fucking killed me. I had Hofstra too, and then Bama, dude. You know what though? I will say Bama worries me a little bit because, dude, they're just going to shoot 83s. And when you have a team that does that, like, let's just say they get hot,
Right.
it could be a problem.
That's kind of how I felt about Georgia. I thought Georgia would score a lot more than they did. That was probably the. I mean, it was a close seed, so I can't say it's a big surprise. But the way Georgia got throttled against St. Louis was kind of surprising to me.
Yeah.
I had Georgia in that one. I don't know who you had, but
Yeah, I had Georgia. I got cooked by Georgia. Fan turning on. Yeah, I don't know. I just texted you, doing a mic check here. Jamie, check my mic. Make sure everything's good over here. Okay, so day two, what do we got here? So that's Friday. Saturday, we talked about Acuff Jr. and the boys advancing. Um, Go ahead, Dante. Go ahead.
that was surprising to me. That we talked a little bit about it, Texas Gonzaga, Miami, Purdue. I knew I thought Missouri was going to actually beat Miami, so that one surprised me a little bit there. But really, the game I was most excited about was that St. John's Kansas one. That was a really good game. I had St. John's. I just didn't trust Kansas based off what they've shown this year. You didn't know who's going to be healthy, who was going to play. Um, let's see. Evan says St. John's, Arkansas, Iowa. Thank me later. I pray, Ev, that Iowa beats Nebraska. I don't see it. I think Nebraska's going to make a run to the Elite Eight. That game, the Vandy Nebraska game was just heartbreaking. And then the shot goes in at the buzzer, in and out, half court shot. That was absolutely crazy. I had big money on Vandy, so I was heartbroken.
Yeah,
I
no,
hate
kind of a
watching.
letdown by Vandy. I'll hop back in here. Shout out to Nebraska, but dude, did you see Nebraska Vandy? That game was pretty much a fucking big red showdown, dude. There were so
Dude,
many Nebraska fans. Shout out to Vandy for fighting tough, but
Nebraska led until
yeah,
I think there was like 4 minutes left in the second half. They led all game, so it wasn't really like
yeah.
a.
So now you have a future Big Ten, or you got a Big Ten matchup, Iowa, Nebraska. Show me the brackets that you guys had that. But dude, that's Big Ten basketball. Honestly, dude, I would be surprised if Nebraska doesn't win that game.
I'll be shocked if Nebraska doesn't win.
Real quick here, too, cruising. So we could talk about Texas over Gonzaga. We kind of already did. I'm fraudulent against Gonzaga. Houston obliterates Texas A&M. I knew when I saw that to grab Houston. I actually live bet this spread multiple times: 8.5, 9.5, 10.5, and 11.5. And then I went and did some yard work because I was like, dude, this is unfair, bro. Fleming's, shout out to Sharp. Houston, I think, and especially with Florida dropping, I mean, dude, I saw plus 130 to advance to make it to the Final Four. That's only because of the matchup this week, bro. If you think about it, you're not really worried about. I mean, sure, you could be worried about Nebraska, right? But if Iowa wins and Houston wins, like you're definitely. Oh, you want to play slow ball against like Houston? Like that's like they invented
Right.
it. So, but dude, Illinois, they've been fireworks. I feel like that offense is just. It's so scary, unpredictable what they could do. Illinois is funny because they could beat anybody in the country, but at any point, like they're just not consistent enough to hang. I think the Houston, like, so first off, like Sharp, Flemings, I think they're better than Wagler.
And
Freshman
that game's in
guard
Houston,
there.
right?
Games in Houston. It's going to
Yeah.
be next 2 games are in Houston for Houston, not at Houston Stadium, but in Houston.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that like this is the one I filled this out. I was like, fuck. I really wish it wasn't Illinois. I was hoping that like Gonzaga would have been there. You know what I'm saying?
I know
But
that Alabama had that like whole that stuff going on, and Texas Tech was missing Toppin, their best player. But that game kind of
Mhm.
surprised me. I thought it'd be a little bit closer. I, Alabama throttled them.
Yeah. Well, dude, the thing is Bama's gonna put up threes, bro. This is the Bama that
Yeah.
everybody's scared of. So they shot 19 of 42. They're chucking, they're chuck 45% from the line. I mean, dude, that's if you've watched Alabama, like, do it, bro, because they
Oh, I
fucking
know.
throw up so many threes. They get a rebound, kick it out, somebody else shoots it. Like
Unless I bet the
their
over
coach.
on them, then they miss every one of them. Trust me. I've
Yeah,
been,
yeah,
you
yeah,
know what I
yeah. That's
mean?
the thing, though. Is like so this matchup, like when you play a team that's gonna shoot 53s, what happens if they get hot and make half of them? Like it's something
Right.
that like you just cannot get over. You know what I'm saying? So I'm a little worried about that. Another game that kind of was surprised me was UConn beating UCLA so easily. I thought UCLA would fight a little bit more, a little bit. You want to talk about injuries, bang ups, um,
Talk about two
just
angry coaches
yeah.
early. Dude, that, yeah.
Yeah, Michigan. Yeah, the UCLA guy. So that just gives us to the inevitable Elite Eight. I had this one perfect here. Duke St. John's. I have St. John's advancing. I think this is where Duke's injuries are going to catch up to him. But I mean, let's be honest. Duke's looked good. They not first halves, but this is where I have them falling, man. So we'll see. And then UConn, Michigan State. I got this matchup. Two Hall of Fame coaches, bro. You're looking right at them. This is going to be absolute shenanigans Friday night. Must watch TV. 7:45. Utah, Arizona. Utah State versus Arizona. They cover. Or wait, no, they didn't. It was 11 and a half. Just shout out to Utah State for getting that dub in the first round,
Yeah.
bro. That was beautiful.
Yeah.
And then you could talk about Iowa versus Florida. It just crazy, crazy game. The Florida could not catch back up because of Iowa's just slow,
Dude, even
methodical
Florida
pace.
did come back. They took
They
like a
did.
5-point lead, and I was like, "Oh, it's over." I could not. I just that's the Florida team that showed up the first half of the year when I told you I didn't trust them,
Yeah,
and that was exactly why. There's no excuse Florida should have lost that game. Honestly, no
I know.
excuse.
I
And they
agree.
would throttle Nebraska this next round too. So I'm just devastated.
Yeah. I really like that matchup. I was really looking forward to a Houston Florida rematch in the Elite Eight right
Yeah,
there, but
yeah.
we're not going to get it. Tennessee, by the way, fourth straight Sweet 16 after they took care of business against Virginia. Iowa State throttles Kentucky. Uh, Iowa State, by the way, very, very explosive team. So kind of like Gonzaga, flip flopped what they usually do. Iowa State, you got to think like defense, Big 12 toughness. They're trying to copy, Houston's like kind of now they're a
Right.
really explosive offensive team. And dude, they played Arizona, who a lot of people saying, I've been saying too, is like one of the best teams in the country, right? They played them neck and neck in the Big 12 championship. Iowa State's looked really good. They lost Jefferson. It's going to be key to see if he's healthy against Tennessee. You want to talk about like big names advance? That's going to be a great game, man, because you're going to be looking at Ament, Gillespie. I would love to see Tennessee cruise there for you, but I think
It's gonna be
that
tough.
Iowa State with Jefferson can hang with Michigan. And if Alabama wins that, I like the winner of Tennessee, Iowa State beating Bama. Again, dude, Bama, Bama's just like that step kid where it's like you never know what you're gonna get. You just hope that he doesn't shit his pants at the fucking movies. And it's you just don't know.
Dude,
So
they could. I would not be shocked at all if Alabama just came out and started hitting threes and beat Michigan.
right,
You know what I mean? Like,
dude,
or
it
it could
could
go
be
the other
like
way where they lose by 40.
I do think Michigan perimeter defense is better. It don't
They
matter,
got some
dude. Bama's
height.
gonna still pull them up, like, right? Like Bama's still gonna rip them. I think Michigan is gonna beat you down low. One thing too, Tennessee, dude, they have offensive rebound really effectively. So Iowa State's gonna have to be on the boards like crazy there. But like if Gillespie drops 20, Ament drops 20, like you're in trouble. And Jefferson doesn't play. Remember, Jefferson's like top 5 player of the year finalist. So they need him, especially when it comes to the rebounds. Definitely gonna need him down
Right.
there. But we'll talk Wednesday because the games are Thursday now. We got 4 games Thursday, 4 games Saturday, 4 games Thursday, 4 games Friday, Saturday, Sunday, ripping. Trillo bets will be locked in. Dante, thank God I get to sweat the bets all week because Michigan State is the second to last game on Friday, 8:45. Also, 7:45 our time.
Yeah, I'm looking. What
UConn 1.5 point favorites right now.
Michigan State aside, UConn aside, what game are you most excited for? Sweet 16.
Probably St. John's Dukes, man. I think
Yeah.
that's a great matchup. I mean, give me
Arizona,
Illinois,
Arkansas is going to be
Houston.
really good too.
That's gonna be good too because ACUF is fun to watch. Illinois, Houston, fucking, that's gonna be a banger. Like
Honestly, every game but Iowa, Nebraska should be really good. I mean,
Bama,
that'll probably be
Michigan will be
a close game.
Bama, Michigan just looks like on paper to me early on. I haven't dug into it yet too much. I mean, what more do you have to dig into, right? But it could go bad for Bama early. So like, I'm kind of leaning like Michigan, St. John's 7.5. I'm loving Arkansas on the spread too, and Sparty as dogs, but it's not really any dogs that are barking at me right now too much. Dude, it's been such a chalky. It's kind of like my chill bets rant of the day. Again, it's so much chalk, man. Like it really is. It's like it's I did a women's college basketball bracket, and that's like chalks the city, right? When you're filling it out, it's like almost always all the fours, right, or all the ones. That's what kind of like if you're filling out one of these brackets and you did all chalk, like you're fine. Like where I messed up was Texas Tech and Alabama, right? I had the two, but there you go, you get fucked by chalk. Like there's no Texas. I mean, that was the fucking last team I would have picked, but that is like the only chalk, right? And it's Texas. How many millions are they still spending on their squad, right? So it's just like it's the Cinderella story's done, unfortunately, for college basketball, man. I mean, it's sad, but it also gives us crazy firepower with the bigger schools. So like, I don't mind it.
The problem is, the problem is before you would rather, I'm not going to go to Nebraska. I'm going to go to one of these smaller powerhouse schools. Now Nebraska is throwing money at you. Iowa's throwing money at you. You're like, I'll go play in the big conference, get a paycheck, go to a big school. The problem is, like High Point, for example. All right, they're in North Carolina. Here comes the Tar Heels. We're going to take your two best players, pay them $1 million, whatever. So these small schools can't build the whole advantage was like, oh, this squad's been together 3-4 years and like they're hitting their peak and it's going to be special. Now it's like, hopefully, like Wyoming, for example, they have two really good freshmen. Guess what? They're probably gone. You know what I mean? So it's hard for the smaller schools to build things, and that's why I think the Cinderella days are almost.
Well, over. And it's also right, like you talk about High Point, right? Like, okay, the coach is probably. I know he likes to throw like he's kind of weird on the mic. He's like, "Oh, we're not going to win one game, we're winning 6," But like, is he gone too? These coaches are gone as well, man. Like,
I saw the Siena coach. He's going to Syracuse. He played there.
Yeah,
it's already started.
Yeah, so like, not only does your team get worse, right? Your opponents get better because now when you're matched up against fucking Duke, you got to play against, a lot of your best players, right? Lendenberg from Michigan, for example, was at UAB last year. Jackson. So, like, and then you have to play against those guys. You don't have the money, so your guys got worse. And potentially, if you make a run at any point, your coach is gone. And yes, Siena first half against Duke. Now he's the Syracuse coach, which I will say, college basketball is funny when Syracuse is good. I've always said that. Yeah. Playing that zone defense. They got to get back to that shit, man, with Jim Boeheim. So much fun. Michael Carter.
Boeheim, so hopefully he'll bring that style back.
Yeah, Michael Carter Williams. The streets will never forget. A couple other legendary Syracuse dogs. They used to be good. Shout out to Carmelo Anthony.
Yeah.
But yeah, we could shift focus here. If you had to bet right now on a team to win it, who would you be betting on?
Oh, I mean, I got to stick with my guns in Arizona. I still think they're the most battle-tested team, and if they can get past Arkansas, it's going to be another huge win for them.
Then you have Purdue. Then you have Michigan.
Yeah, I mean, right? But Purdue's been kind of shaky all year. I know they're like a great example of a veteran team. They had a lot of guys come back, which I knew they'd play their best ball in the tournament. But I mean, Arizona still looks great to me. I got no concerns with Duke. I know I like St. John's. I really like them, but Duke's like really showing me they just have the ability to put their foot on the throttle and just
Mhm.
take it to a next different level. So I have Duke and Arizona, and I'm still feeling confident with those picks. I will say, team I was not most surprised about, but if I could go back and switch it right now, it'd be Michigan State. I'd take them over UConn. I think Michigan, like Hurley's talked about, this isn't his favorite UConn team, and he like hasn't said those words exactly, but you can kind of like read the room on what's going on. And Michigan State just finds a way, so I won't be shocked if Michigan State can pull that out. But the bottom half of the bracket for me, like Houston, Illinois, that'll be a good one. But
Mhm.
I just don't think any of these teams here in the bottom half, Iowa State, even maybe Michigan, but I just don't think any of these teams are the same level as Arizona and Duke.
Yeah. No, I mean you could be right. Michigan, I would say for sure could bang with those guys, but um yeah, no, I think right now I really like my Houston pick because so like Florida, right? I had that matchup in the Elite Eight, but I was also like, ooh, if fucking Iowa beats Florida, then Houston's path is way easier. So I'm kind of like still leaning towards Houston as
So
my Natty champs win.
is it
Like I think
Houston
that if
over
anything, it's gotten better.
Sparty?
What's up?
Did you have Houston over Sparty, or who would that
Yeah,
be?
yeah. I literally only had Sparty coming out because of my bias. Like I was being biased. I was like, this whole region's fucked up. So
So
that's why I had
You
it.
have St. John's beating Duke, and then Sparty beating St. John's.
Exactly. Yep.
Do you think Houston could beat Duke?
Yeah, yeah, I do. I do. I don't mind that either. I do like that. Houston's looking fucking lights out, man. They really are. And now these games are in Houston. But here's the thing, dude, is like Illinois, also a really, really good fucking team. I
Right.
just think Houston's experience is going to step out, and Houston's getting a lot of productivity from Flemings, who's going to be another top 10 pick, freshman guard. He looks like a kid out there, but dude, Houston's big down low too, bro, and they play a physical brand of defense. It's just like I think against a younger team, Duke, Illinois, right? It's a bad matchup because they're gonna fucking throw experience, age, and depth at you. Samson's a great coach. Obviously, we know that. So it's just like the experience of last year. A lot of people forget, dude, they were winning the national championship for like 88% of that game. They kind of feel like they fucked that up. So that's
Right.
kind of where I lean experience, size, defense, freshman guard out of nowhere. Add that on top of it. It's just, I feel confident now, too, that Florida's out because I felt like Florida could beat anybody. Now they're out. You got stinky, slow Iowa, who's I'm going to be walking, fading them. But yeah, got to get through Illinois. It's crucial that it's in Houston, so that's gonna be huge for me.
Yeah, I'm looking
But
at
I
some of
mean,
these spreads here. The two biggest spreads kind of surprised me. You got Michigan minus 9.5 against Alabama. And then the second biggest one is Arizona minus 7.5 against Arkansas. I mean, I just talked about how much I like Arizona, but Arkansas is good. They're no slouch. I mean, that's a lot of
yeah,
points.
no, and then on the contrary, a spread that I didn't think made sense. Purdue only 6.5 against Texas. I mean, if fucking
Right.
Texas beats Purdue, dude, I would literally do 30 push-ups live on fucking Thursday night. I will. Anyways, let's talk about some other sports because it was a big weekend. Took Louisiana to the Nuggets game Friday. You guys knew
Yeah.
that. Big shout out to Rocky. She's a huge fan. She's all in on Jamal Murray. Uh, she does the 1, 2, 3. So we were all into that, but it was uno dos tres, so which is super funny. Um, but yeah, Nuggets win 2 in a row. They also win Sunday. So Friday night, real quick, I wanted to just say something I highlighted in person too. I wanted to tell you, and I know you're a huge Nuggets fan. They don't play defense, especially on the perimeter, which is still a
Really?
problem.
Really?
And if it wasn't for Jamal, actually, I'm gonna let you know, dude. I mean, I was talking to my buddy about this Sunday too. Christian Brown misses a wide open three. They're letting him shoot this, and then oh my God, who's the Hardaway grabs it, fucking shoots it as like a fadeaway three. It goes in. Hardaway, absolute stud Friday night. Without him, we would have lost. He's worth every fucking dollar. Whereas Christian Brown not having a good year. Hopefully he can get healthier. Avs also won 2 in a row. I'm not sure if you've been bing bonging those. It would have been a great weekend
It
to
was.
do so.
It was.
Of course, of course. Yeah, what do you think about your Nuggets?
I think they're a good team. I just don't think they're a great championship level team. And I tell you what, they better not get cocky because they got the Spurs and the Thunder before the season's over, and they're only a couple games. Let's see, how many games is it here? Like they're only 2 games behind from the 6th seed. So, um,
Looking at the division now, they're fourth. They're 2 games back of the Lakers. A million games back of the Spurs. I think they're 10 games back. They're tied with Minnesota, essentially 1 game above Houston. Yeah, you were talking about that 7-8. You don't want to be in there.
yeah, then you're looking at the play-in tournament. So, I
I
mean,
would like the Nuggets to stay 4 or become 3, preferably that 3 seed. Obviously, that's the goal for the Nuggets, right? Avs secure their playoff spot. Nuggets get to work.
yeah,
Um,
shut out Mal and Denver. Yeah, the
yeah,
Avs. I mean, them and the Stars. If when they meet in the playoffs, that's going to be just an electric series. I mean, it's gone to penalty shootouts 2 or 3 times. The Avs, for whatever reason, remember how they started the year where they didn't lose a regulation game for they were
mm-hmm.
I forget how many
Dude, it
games,
was like, yeah, they lost like 3 in the first two
which is a
months.
little
Yeah.
scary because it's like we need to win some of these overtime games. You know what I mean? Because the way with the 3-on-3 and whatnot. So the Avs are a team they're doing a lot. Yeah, Avs definitely home, with the mile high, the home ice advantage, whatever you want to call it, is going to be
Yeah,
huge.
Mel's right. Avs absolutely have to get the 1 seed. They secured playoffs. They actually have a game in hand too, Mel, against Dallas. So hopefully we can pick up some points too. But dude, yeah, the Central is crazy for the NHL. The Central, like the Central Division, is Avs, Dallas, Minnesota, arguably 3 of the best teams in the league right now. I think whoever advances out of the West wins it. It's going to be one of those 3 teams. Mel's right. Dallas, a problem. Edmonton, I wanted to highlight real quick. Draisaitl out for the year. Another year. This is of McDavid not winning it. I saw he stormed out of practice either today or yesterday, causing a shit show. We have to get the 1 seed to force the Stars and Wild to play each other. Very true, Mel. We'll take on the winner after that gauntlet. You're right. But yeah, dude, Connor McDavid pissed now. You know, the Avs, we've said it all year. It's championship or bust. I don't care. Mel's like, Stars, Wild, absolutely. I don't care if it's both of them combined. We went and got Kadri, which made me reiterate my stance of championship or bust. The Avs are still there. Get the 1 seed, take care of business. I get it. But let's be honest, your season starts in the second round of the playoffs, no matter what, if you're the Avs.
Right.
Let's just be real. I am worried about, if I'm going to be the devil's advocate, it would be the Avs goaltending. But let's be honest, man. I mean, they're so fast. Adding Kadri, it's basically a cheat code to what already was unfair. So, championship or bust, Dante. We can agree.
Yeah, championship or bust for sure. I'm looking at right now their goals allowed. I mean, their goals allowed is actually pretty low compared to they're 15 goals less than the Stars, almost 20 less than the Wild. So goaltending for years has been their biggest problem. I think that we've got 2 solid guys. If the defense can do their job, and really you just need those first couple lines to be the Stars they are. I mean, our lineup is just loaded. You can't argue it. It's just like they just got to do what they are expected to do. That's the difference with the Avs and the Nuggets, I think, is the Avs are expected to be like, hey, go out there, do your thing. You should take it home. Where the Nuggets, it's like, all right,
how are we going to fuck this up
But
today?
yeah, you know what I mean? Like you got Jokic, but is Murray going to show up? Is anyone going to come off the bench? Are we going to play defense tonight? It's just there's too many question marks versus, the Avs are – and
Mel bringing up a real question.
yeah.
How do we beat Dallas? That's
just
got
to shut down Mikko because for whatever reason he just is a killer against us, and I think that's why we got Kadri, that fire, that next level.
Yeah, and then we got a couple things here. This is going to be a huge reason why we do beat him. Hear about Landeskog having to get blooded and his nut drained.
Yeah,
you would hear about that because you love Landeskog's nuts. Shout out to Jordan. She might be talking about you there, Dante. Cutie bug. Much love. She hears the Avs. You want to talk about an absolute wagon? If Jordan is there while the Nuggets play, she's going to pick the first to score no matter, or while the Avs play and Nuggets. So real quick about that on the Nuggets. I'm like, I like Murray and I'm going to throw in Brown. She's like, okay. She bets Jokic underneath my nose. He scores first. I just couldn't even look at her. We can never beat Ottinger in the playoffs. Mel,
Dude,
you're right.
he stands on his head every time we plays the Avs. It's
Yeah,
crazy.
you're right, Mel. But this is the year. Come on, come on. And then Ev, you're right. Kind of talking what we're talking about. Beat Dallas, we win a cup. Is it the Wild? Dude, let's be honest. If we secure that 1 seed, the Wild and Dallas have to play each other. I like our chances against both. I'm gonna just say it. I'm
Dude, that
optimistic.
and the Avs and Wild, that's a rivalry. I mean, I know Dallas has been a little bit more of our rival these last few years, but like going back to the like growing up, Avs Wild was always a crazy one. Probably one of the best games I ever went to was when the Avs had the worst season in franchise history. They played the Wild their last game. It was almost the same atmosphere as like a playoff game. It was crazy. So that'd be a fun series if that was the case.
Ottinger turns into prime Patrick Wall
It's
every time he
true.
plays us. That's
It's true.
100% true. I do like our goalies better, in the past, but dude, it is something about Dallas, man, that we just cannot figure it out. And it is Ottinger. And you're getting a shout out here. Sick background, Dante. I will say, dude, if we lose to Dallas, man, I mean, and it's like you lose to Rantanen and then like he wins a cup, bro, it would be scenes for diehard Avs
Devastating.
fans out here. Avs play
Devastating.
Penguins tomorrow, Dante. We're putting a unit on that. We can gamble in Tennessee.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Penguins, where are they at here in the standings? They've got
Dallas been a
86
problem for
points
30
in the
years.
season.
Mike Modano, Mel. Mike Modano, legend. Yeah, so we got minus 160 tomorrow against the Pittsburgh Penguins. It's in Pittsburgh. Let's just take care of business,
And the
Dante.
Nuggets play tomorrow?
Nuggets play at Phoenix. Must watch TV. Nuggets catching 5.5 there.
Smelling
Late
a big
game.
bong.
Bing bong. Yeah, well, that's definitely bing bong material. Also, baseball season starting here soon. So here comes
I'm
here
locked
comes the
in.
Rockies.
Bro, I've been so out on the Rockies the last 3-4 years just because I've been
Now you're in.
boycotting, haven't been to a game. They finally fired everyone. They've got new leadership. I'm ready to be hurt again. I might be betting Rockies season total over for sure.
Smell a bing bong. Yes,
And you know what else is coming back? The home run parlay.
Yes, home run parlay coming back. I was gonna talk to you guys. We're gonna do a season long parlay. We did it last year. Abs, yeah. So real quick, Abs at Pens tomorrow. Mel in Denver. We must win revenge game. Yeah, they beat us 7-2. So I was watching that game. My God, Mel, that is not the goaltending that we need in the playoffs. Yes, I'm expecting big things. We're slight favorites, which is interesting because we've been huge favorites. I mean, it's like almost impossible to touch them. Ev said the Rockies. I'm out. So what I want to do with the crew is do a season long statistic where everybody brings right a leg. So it could be a team total. It could be a players parlay, and we're gonna put 100 on it. We're gonna let the season ride it out. It's a season long parlay. Season long. All right. So
I'm looking real quick for the Bing Bong. We might have to throw Evs St. Joseph Hawks in there. They play tomorrow too against New Mexico in the NIT. That'll be a good one.
ooh, yes, Ev's team. Ev's team.
We
Mel
had a
knows
great
ball.
win against CSU. Shout out.
Mel knows ball. Yes. All right. I wanted to get in a couple other minutes here. Wanted to talk NFL. So I saw this and then it had me thinking about fantasy. So
You want to do our pins and aces real quick?
yeah. Go ahead. Yeah. Let's hear a word from our sponsors. Who's paying the bills?
Someone's got to.
Play it, Jamie. Jamie having technical difficulties.
It's been that way.
Very nice. Yeah. Shout out Pins and Aces. Your boy was at a golf tournament Sunday, Dante. Uh, did a quick little 4-person scramble. You could only bring 4 clubs. I was the only person to have a birdie. Fun fact: Trillo Bets goes DeChambeau on this par 5 DOD from like 310 out. Put it within 10 feet for eagle. Shit you not, 3 putted for par. You just hate to see it, especially in a tournament. The game, everybody's looking at you like, "Come on, man, it's up to you." Let the whole squad down multiple times. Really good time though. Let the squad down. But yeah, pins and aces. Got. I was in my pins and aces hat, man. Shout out to TJ. Check them out. Crew Talk. On the promo code, get 20% off online. Check out the ad. Check out our pinned tweets. You'll check them. A nice Colorado company based out of Arvada. So check
You
them
want to be
out.
looking fresh on the course. Like me, I need to look good while I'm golfing because my game sucks. So at least
Well,
if I
dude,
show up wearing that, they'll be like, "Oh, this guy at least looks like he can play."
the phrase, bro. It's look good, feel good, play good. At
Yeah.
least with pins and aces, bro. You do a couple. I'm not bringing this up in the chat here, what Jordan said, because it's not important. But yeah, you got to look good at least. So we did take 19th out of 19th, by the way. But that's because our handicaps weren't established. So it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I think we would have been top 5 if our handicaps would have been established. So, but it was a good time. Shout out to the boys. Here's Cassidy. Nobody beaten Colorado in 7. The signing of Kadri was the stamp on it. Oh, Avs in 5. See, this is the energy that I'm feeling right here about my Avs because I was already dead set on them winning the championship, as in like boomer bust. Now with Kadri, it's like times it by 2. Cassidy, you hit it on the head. Appreciate you chiming in. But yeah, let's talk a couple other NFL news. Dante, I know you guys talked Friday. I would get up and do my waddle, bro. Huge, love it. Are you taking him in the first round? I mean, that's the question for me. I'm just kidding, but huge signing by the Broncos, bringing in your boy Waddle. How pumped were you? How hard were you when you saw that?
Yeah, I was pretty excited. I mean, we talked about like before the trade. I said I preferred AJ Brown over Waddle, but then I kind of got to thinking about it after the trade. Maybe I'm talking myself into it even more, but I really do think it's the perfect complement for Courtland Sutton. Like, because if you bring in AJ Brown, he's gonna like overshadow Courtland. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
You bring in Waddle, Courtland's still the leader. Let him do his thing, like over on the sideline on third downs, whatnot. But Waddle's gonna be able to stretch it deep. And we've seen Bo. He wants to go deep. He just has not been able to connect with Franklin and Mims, and just for whatever reason. So Waddle's next level.
Yeah. So I think that Jamil asked me on Twitter. He's like, does this set us over the edge? And in my opinion, I don't want to be the bearer of bad news, but like, no, I don't think it does. This is why I love the Waddle signing, especially in free agency when we did absolutely nothing. I mean, we were sleeping and we came out of our caves because we had one signing and it was Waddle, right? Or one trade. I love it. It's going to add to our offense. I could see Bo in his third year having 2,000-yard receivers, complimenting receivers, Mims, Franklin. I could see that for us with Ingram. It's more weapons, which you love. I do think that you have to run the ball to be effective. That's our weakness. We didn't make that room better. If anything, they got a year older. Harvey being a year older, I guess, contradicts some things, but that's where I think that was the area of the most improvement, room for improvement. And we didn't do anything. Now I'm hearing we might go running back here in the second round, which I don't find that depth there, but not to be a hater. I love it. Love it. I think the jersey's on order. Here we go. You bring in Brown. Then we got 2 big guys who can't catch shit in big games. That's true, F. Yes, you're right. But yeah, so I hate to be a hater. I love it. But did this set us over the edge? I'm saying no. I don't think it turns the tide for us. I think we're really good. I think it made us better. But I think like you look at the Super Bowl teams, the Eagles, the Seahawks, potentially the best running backs in the game, Super Bowl MVP Kenneth Walker. Not only did he not come to Denver, he went to Kansas City. But I can talk about that for days. But I love it. Love it.
Yeah,
Waddle jersey on order.
Kenneth Walker and Waddle. Okay, now we're talking. But we still need to upgrade the running back position, I think. I think
no way we go back to running back in the second. I'm telling you, dude. I was with some of the fellas, Landon, Q, Chauncey Rooney. They're saying that we gotta go running back. Get ready for learn Emmett Johnson, Dante. Yeah, that's who you gotta learn.
I'll freak out. You'll see an all-time rant. on
Rant.
last night.
Rant. Other NFL news, you saw Jackson Smith and Jigba getting the bag. I wanted to ask you. So he's the highest paid wide receiver in NFL history. Worth it? 1 year. I think that was interesting. You could talk about it like Super Bowl champ. He had an incredible year. It was 1 year. He's an absolute unit. Don't get me wrong. Is this guy a top 5 fantasy pick, dude? I mean, here's my thing on it. I was thinking about it at the airport. I'm like, if I'm like 4 or 5, I think I do grab in Jigba because they're going to lose production with Kenneth Walker being out. I think Darnold's going to have to throw more, right?
Yep.
So I think Jigba's probably a top 5 pick, dude. So is
Who
he
you
like, you got Bijan, McCaffrey, Jamar Chase,
where do
you
you put
know,
Puka?
Puka, probably right there, dude. I mean, you can't go wrong with either, but
So I saw that the Seahawks signed him before because Puka's deal is coming up too. So they wanted to get
yeah,
him signed because if Puka would have gone first, they would have cost him even more probably. So I don't know. You mean lock your guys up? It's fine. But yeah, for fantasy purposes, I honestly you almost trust him more than Jamar Chase because Higgins is there and like the injuries and Joe Burrow gets hurt, which don't let me forget. I want to talk about the flag football game for this weekend if you saw
oh
that.
yeah.
But I mean, Justin Jefferson, the problem with these wide receivers, you just can't trust them because the quarterback play versus Darnold's going to be he's going to get him the ball. He's going to do what he needs to do. That's why I like Puka so much too because Stafford's going to get him the ball.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, Puka Nakua also gets involved like a lot. They also
Yeah,
signed Carlos Cross 4 year, 104 million, protecting the asset.
yeah.
Um, yeah, good for the Seahawks, man. Super Bowl champion Seahawks. Still just crazy how far off I was last year. Was not sniffing the Seahawks at all. Shout out to them. Yeah, what happened with it? So, real quick, I was watching on the outside in. Obviously, Trilla Betts was dialed in on the golf tournament and dialed in. So, my emotional roller coaster of a weekend, dude. Like, I watched the Michigan State game, bro, and like, even when we were up by like 8 or 9, which we were majority of the game, dude, I was still like fucking wide eyeballing it. Like, watching, I was freaking out. Then after, I was like, I need to step away, man. I need to like go do some yard work and stuff. So I wasn't really watching too much sports after that. Bijan, Gibbs, Puka. Yep, Ev's right. Yeah, I forgot about Gibbs. But yeah, with the flag football nonsense, all I heard was Gronk and Logan Paul. Your cousin almost got into it. Uh, are there better flag footballers than there are NFL athletes? Is that something I heard too? So like, give me the rundown of what happened. Brady, Peyton, did he win? What happened?
So okay, so my dad's over this weekend and I'm watching all the basketball games. He's like, dude, put on the flag football game. I'm like, what? I didn't even hear about it. I
Mm-hmm.
find it. I turn on. I see Joe Burrow out there. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
This dude's just this is an ACL tear waiting to happen. So it's Joe Burrow. It's two teams of NFL players mixed in with some celebrities. Like you had one team had Jalen Hurts and Tom Brady. The other team had Joe Burrow, Jaden Daniels. They had like Logan Paul, different use check. Freaking Odell Beckham was out there, like just random
Was there
selection of
was there any skill players like out there like Gibbs or like
Saquon,
Barkley? Oh God.
Genti, like huge names, right? So I don't know the exact order it went in, but I think the two NFL teams played each other, and then they played the USA team after. So I watched like that game, and the field's a quarter of the size.
Mm-hmm.
The NFL players are kind of struggling because they're used to like spreading out the defense, getting vertical. It's flag football. It hides the talent gaps because they're not running as far. So you're watching this game, you're like, oh, this is cool. And then they go out and play Team USA. And you're like, oh, well, they're going to light these dudes up, right? No, dude, they're throwing pick sixes. They don't even know how the rules of the game. Like, these shout out the USA flag football guys. They're like, they're obviously hype and just really putting belt to ass. And, I'm talking to my dad. I'm like, yeah, but if you gave these NFL players 6 months to train flag football, they would dominate. They don't. It's a different game. It's different rules,
So was
different
this
field
out in the middle?
size.
Where was this at? Was this in like
I
Saudi
think it was like in
Arabia or
Florida. No, I
oh
think
was it? I
yeah.
heard it was put on by some oil money was in there. Not to talk too political in light of everything going on, but
Oh well,
I think
the the USA guys that won, they each got $100,000 bonus for beating the NFL team. And
yeah.
Tom
So
Brady's involved, so that tells you everything you know about the oil money. Tom Brady was
Tom Brady was
this up.
involved. Team USA played each NFL team, then played the NFL team again and won. Ev is also a big flag football player, bro. For those of you who don't know,
Yeah, it's
he's
more
like it was in
instant
LA.
level.
Ev loves playing as the center, and he really asks the quarterback. So in flag football, it's shotgun for the most part. Ev says he won't play unless it's like direct snap underneath his nuts, which is just crazy. He's the only person in Arvada that makes them do it. It really sets his offense for failures. But yeah, man, flag football. A funny story about flag football. I was with your cousin Gerald, our boy, our UFC guy who just refuses to give us UFC picks. Um, Dude, was crazy fights going on there, dude. I mean, the team before us got in a fight, and then our team got in a fight, bro. Like, you have a lot of middle-aged people that like remember their high school days, and they all fight each other, man. And it was actually a really bad experience. My backpack got stolen. Then they went to Home Depot and ran my card for like $3,500 and bought lumber. And then I'm arguing with my bank, and they're like, "You need to get the cops involved." And I'm like, "What?" It's like, I didn't buy the lumber, man. Give me my money back. So it was like a fucking 2-month process to get that shit back, bro. It was like a bonus bet hitting, but it was my own money. I'm like, yay. And then I call the cop, right? And I'm like, hey, I need to create this is a funny story, super off topic, but flag football just pisses me off because of it. So I call my bank. They're like, you need to get a police, whatever, a case number. I'm like, all right. So
Police
I call.
report.
Yep, call them up. I'm like, hey, just got to make a police report. And the cop was such a bitch to me because she's like, for a Louis Vuitton wallet. And I'm like, no, that was just the description of the wallet. She's like, it was the first thing you said. I'm like, yeah, a Louis Vuitton wallet with my name, my ID in it. And then, so anyways, she's like, I'll call you back in 2 weeks or whatever. I get it. I get it over to my bank because they were just like, no. They were like, we don't believe you. Not doing it. Because it was a debit card, not my credit card. Credit card company, Capital One. Shout out to Capital One. Not sponsored, but boop, 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 bang. Fucking, they refunded it like within 10 seconds. Ev still talk. Yeah, Ev, Team USA outscored the whole two. Yeah, it was shady, Ev. This is my flag football story. So, bank refusing to give the money back. Police report, chick being a bitch. She thinks I only care about my wallet. Guess where it shows up, dude? In a stolen car that got a wreck. It was at like a AAA auto shop, and some dude was like, hey, dude, we found it, but we got to call the cops because this thing was stolen. This car was stolen. Evidence, right? The cop calls me and was like, hey, and I was like, dude, I have a police report. I swear to God, I called on this date, and he was like, yeah, no, yeah, you can come get it. And I had a Italy winning the World Cup ticket in there, or the Euros. This was years ago, and they won the Euros, and we were going to Vegas like the next week, and I saved that ticket for like fucking months, and they fucking stole that, dude. They stole that. They stole my debit cards. The only card they didn't steal that had money on it was the DraftKings card, which I don't think they thought. I thought that they probably thought that was a gift card. They could have ran that, would have worked. But yeah, so flag football just pissing me off, man. I'm not too into this. Like you said, Joey B shouldn't be out there. He's a walking ACL tear waiting to happen. Could you imagine the Bengals fans? So, shout out to something going on, though.
I think I'm 100% out on flag football. It's not real football. I mean, you got no big guys. You got no. It just. I watched the thing. It's like, listen, this dude's 5'6" and he's keeping up with Odell Beckham and freaking Devontae Adams.
Ev, is it true that when you play flag football as the center that you don't hike the ball from shotgun snaps? You only do under center? Just let us know, bud.
Let us know in the chat.
Yeah, no,
I'm out on flag football.
UCL starting here soon. I don't know if you're into that.
Birmingham Stallions.
Yeah, no, I'm a big Battlehawk guy. Might need to get some apparel. Keep NFL stars out of our sport. Yes. Anyways, do you want to summarize some NASCAR so we can Chillabets can get to bed out here in Jackson, Tennessee?
Yeah, Tyler Reddick, 4th win of the year. So there's been 6 races. He's won 4 of them. Darlington's just like a traditional Southern NASCAR track. Super hot, super just not very entertaining to the eye on TV because of the cars are so out of control. They can't really drive close and pass each other. Yeah, if you like action though, tune in this weekend. They're racing at Martinsville. They call it the Paperclip. Super short track, a lot of beating and banging. Should be a good race. But Reddick 4 out of 6. Michael Jordan. NASCAR fans are like the worst, honestly, because like the Reddick wins his first race here. Oh, that's awesome. Michael Jordan, great for the sport. We love it. He wins his fourth race. This fucking sucks. This is rigged. They're cheating. This guy's ruining the sport. Get Michael Jordan out of here. Like they just hate to see any guy have good success.
I agree with Ev here. Reddick needs a drug test. This is insane, especially when we're not on the winning end of it because Dante just keeps sending us fucking Kyle Busch slips. God damn it.
Did not some bro. Tell you what, these NASCAR drivers are all dialed up on Adderall. Like they don't even blink during the race. There's like a whole scandal going on of
So the real
popping
question is,
Adderall and Zins while they're in the car.
do they eat?
While they race?
Yeah.
No.
Are they drinking any water?
Yes.
There's like
They
a
have-
tube, like a camping thing.
They have like a little Gatorade bottle, but they have these cool suits they wear, and they have like obviously a battery in the car that powers them. Well, the teams are like every amount of power that goes through that battery takes away from the engine, so the driver's cool suits will fail, and then instead it just starts pumping hot water, and they're like it's literally cooking them like a turkey. So some of these dudes like literally pass out in the car and like start overheating. So it's kind of crazy what's been going on.
Ev says, if I see Denny Hamlin one more time, he'll eat a bullet sandwich. Yes, dude.
Bro,
I
shout out
know.
Denny. That's my goat.
How did my boy Bubba finish?
Bubba was really fast, but he got in a wreck that Denny Hamlin actually caused, and he got caught up in it. So,
not good. Bubba, not top 10. Two questions. Do they piss and shit themselves? Do they wear diapers? The last two questions.
no diapers. Definitely pissing themselves during the race. Number 2 is a bad situation. Doesn't happen very often, but honestly though, they don't have to like go to the bathroom that much because they're sweating so much.
So much.
I mean,
yeah.
People can talk shit about NASCAR not being athletes, but these dudes, they're in a 150-degree box for 4 hours. It's pretty crazy, honestly.
Yeah, well, that reminds me of the sauna that I took this weekend of 8 minutes, dude. I was like, fuck this, I'm out of here.
Dude, love a sauna.
Hate saunas. Not cool. Don't like losing weight, like gaining it. So you got NASCAR coming up. I think you saw Jordan and I will actually be going out to Charleston. What race are we hitting up?
Charlotte, North Carolina. Yeah,
we'll be hitting that one for you, bro.
Lucky for you, that's the Coke 600. It's the longest race of the year. It's 600 miles. You'll be out there for 5 hours. It's gonna be, yeah.
Got to bring earpieces, right?
Yeah, I mean, my advice, and I'm sure Jordan's a high roller. We know that, right? So you guys are probably gonna be in the suite, right? Or are you gonna be in the stands?
Well, this was my plan: was to just put headphones on and then just totally just watch it, and then just whenever she talks, just be like, "Oh, boop boop." I'm just kidding.
So they have.
I'm just kidding.
They have the NASCAR scanners that you can rent, and they're like like the headphones when you go shooting, but then you can hear everything amplified. So you can like you and Jordan would share a scanner and headphones, and then you have a mic so you can talk to each other, so you can hear.
Oh, well then I'm all in on that.
What channel she on?
I just got to change it.
It has a scanner so you can listen to all the driver radios, and that way you know what's going on. I mean, I'm jealous. I might have to go crash your party and go out there with you.
Come out, bro. Come out.
Yeah.
I'll get you a room at the Hilton, bro. Don't even sweat it.
All right.
Trilla's been traveling so much. We're gonna change it to Trilla Bets to Trilla Travels, dude. I've been in and out, man. But it's been good. Close to Memphis again, your favorite city. Just made me think about the times of D Rose, man. Really wish Memphis was still in it. Tennessee in it though. Vandy out. So I think maybe that's why I've been so big on Tennessee, dude. I think it's just like, what's that movie with Will Smith when he's walking around and he's seeing fucking 31 or whatever over and over and over and over, and then it's like fucking Tennessee. That's kind of like where I'm at, bro. You know what movie I'm talking about? Ev knows the movie. Ev, let me know what that movie is. It's with Margot Robbie.
Is Penny Hardaway still the coach at Memphis?
Yeah, he was, but I heard that he might get the boot.
Disappointed. Yeah, he has not done much there.
Yeah, he might get the boot. They were ranked at one point this season. Then I watched them. I was like, this is the worst ranked team I've ever seen. But yeah, other than that, Bing bong tomorrow, Avs Nuggets. We'll be coming on Wednesday to talk about our picks for March Madness. I got another 30-second rant if you have time. UFC, dude, is it me or is it? I mean, we're 3.5 months in, and the biggest thing we're looking forward to is like the White House card, which turned out to be like, a lot of people are saying it's a flop. I think it's a flop. Like Gaethje Topuria is obviously great, but like some of the other matchups aren't that good. Like Zahal versus O'Malley, like you couldn't have put Sandhagen there. Like Colby
I mean,
Covington's bitching. The UFC, like, so here's the thing, real quick, is like the UFC gets $1 billion from Paramount, right? Like, boom.
right.
Where is the fights? Like this weekend, obviously it's March Madness. There's a lot going on, dude. I mean, like that I wasn't like even aware. Call it me, but I'm not blaming myself. Like they're not doing a good enough job, like building these fights up, like creating a fighter. Like this is Dante Music, fucking this guy's 12-0, fucking. Da-da. Honestly, the best thing about the UFC for me right now is the Contender Series, which is starting up this summer. But like otherwise, the cards have been inconsistent, dude. There used to be a time where it'd be like 4 or 5 fights in a row. I'd be excited to watch, even on a regular weekend. Call me not a diehard fan or just a journeyman fan, but I mean, you can ask other people. It's been since the Paramount move is like it's been kind of dead. Not
We
really
don't
trying to, tune
we
in.
don't know which fight fell out at the weigh-in. Apparently, there was a big. Did we ever find out who it was? Did you hear?
No, dude, I didn't hear. That's what I was kind of bitching about. I was
Yeah. So
thinking
there,
today.
and I also, not to get political, but I'm sure Trump was like, "Hey, I like this guy. He's a winner." You know what I mean? It's like I'm sure some of it was it. And plus, also like you're at the White House, and some of these UFC fighters are just completely unhinged, and they're probably like, we probably just don't want to have to worry about this guy like being here right
Yeah.
now. So, I think there's a lot that goes into it. Dana White's, I like Dana, but he's spreading himself a little thin. He's like got this slap show going on, which is just stupid. He's at the freaking blackjack table spending $1 million every night.
Yeah,
And
dude.
then
$1 million
he's doing
blackjack
he's
hands.
he's partnering with Ram and NASCAR and doing a bunch. He's been doing a bunch of stuff with them. They had like that Drive for the Seat show. So I feel like Dana just needs to focus on the UFC for a little bit because you're right. Like the star power is not really there right now. And the problem is these fighters are they're so good, they're like boring, and fans don't really like that. They don't really want to see someone just dominate a fight. They want to see someone just swing for the fence and get a knockout.
Well, I think the other thing is too is they're not. I mean, you go back to fighter pay. It's fighter pay where these guys are like, fuck it, dude. I'm gonna
Right.
fight once every 13 months. I don't really give a fuck. And I'm gonna look for like other things. Like you see a lot of them growing like podcasts, other shit, because they're not making enough. But I also think like they're like, I'm not getting paid enough to fight Dante. I'm not taking that fight, not doing that. Nope, nope, nope. And then they're just like, I'll just wait for the right opportunity. So I think the matchmaking has been tough, which is like the user is
Right.
suffering, and it's like, oh great, like who is this guy? He's really good, but I haven't seen him. He hasn't fought for 13 months. What? Mel, one more time. F the Dallas Stars. Mel, you're awesome. We love it. But yeah, I just think the UFC doesn't have that firepower. There's not explosive fighters. I mean, you have Topuria, like obviously Gaethje, Patty, like, but like it used to be like must watch TV. Like, oh fuck, Nate Diaz is fighting this weekend.
Everyone was
Like,
watching
and
it.
it was
Yeah.
like, yeah, like, oh, like obviously McGregor was tuning in, like John Jones, you getting chills during his walkout. Like, they just don't have that. Like, instead you have Chimaev who runs out there screaming fucking, at the top of his lungs, I smash everybody. Like, that's just not that entertaining when you just grapple the fucking guy for 5 rounds. I mean, it could be me, right? So yeah, I think the UFC is kind of in a little lull for me. I'm hoping it picks up because it is nice, dude. Just Saturday chilling at the cribbo, watching some UFC bangers. Other than that, it's lock in time. Mel's right. It's lock in Avs, lock in Nuggets. These games are fucking critical for both teams. Let's just lock in. Let's commit to them. We got baseball starting, Dante. But other than that, dude, anybody calls me Friday night after Michigan State loses to UConn on a buzzer beater, phone's going in the toilet and it's getting flushed. Just so everybody knows.
We got
But
Izzy Adesanya's fighting this weekend.
yeah, I saw that.
And
Yeah.
Macy Barber. Shout out Macy Barber. Big fan.
Yeah, well, we know why you like Macy Barber. Where's
Yeah,
that
because
at?
she's from Greeley, Colorado.
Yeah. Yeah, Ed likes her for another reason too. But Yeah, no, I don't know. We'll see. We can break down the fights a little bit Wednesday if you want, but again, dude, it's just there's a lot going on. I think I'd rather spend my attention on like a big name will bring me in, but like who's Izzy fighting? And maybe it's on me for not knowing the fighters. Maybe I don't know them as well as I should. But I feel like I watch a lot. I listen to the
Joe
podcast a lot.
Piper.
Yeah, Joe Pyfer. Okay, that's gonna be a banger. I'll definitely be tuning into that. But like even Izzy, his draw's kind of been limited because he's not like as good as he once was, and I'm not blaming him. It's like, where's the next Izzy? Where's the next style bender? Like they need to be having like fucking three of them a weekend, like not fucking, oh fuck it, here's our $1 billion contract. We're not paying him $1 more. Um,
But
so
also, there's like something to it where like we saw with McGregor, some of these guys once they get the money, they just don't like you lose that like hunger and that desperation. So I see both sides of the coin.
mhm.
I think everyone universally agrees like the UFC fighters should be getting paid more. And you're like
Mhm.
you said, these TV deals just keep getting bigger and bigger. And Dana's like, oh well, I'll give the best knockout an extra 50 grand. You're like, what the fuck? This doesn't that math is not mathing.
I know,
And
dude.
then
I
did you
know.
hear what he said? He's like, well, you don't understand how expensive it is to put on a fight at
Run
the
a
White
business.
House. Yeah. Or he's like, we did that COVID fight island. You don't know how expensive that was. So it's like, bro, just
You made money off that shit too, you scumbag. Like
you think it's free to fight in the spear? That's just what he'll say. So
yeah,
it just
like bro, you're making fucking millions from that event anyways, dude. Like the gate charges and stuff. Yeah, no, I don't know. I mean, I do like Dana White too, but it's also
yeah.
like hard to defend him when he's like he got $1 billion contract and like all of his fighters are like still making Instagram shorts to try to become YouTube and Instagram famous. It's just shitty. But anyways, W episode today. March 23rd, Dante, spring baseball is now past us. Didn't get your take on the World Baseball Classic. I think you talked about it a little bit, right? Yeah,
Yeah,
Judge 0 for 4.
dude, Judge, same guy that showed up in the playoffs for the Yankees. Um, just can't count him. Can't count him.
Did you see
Not my
Bryce Hop?
captain.
Did you see Bryce Harper hit a home run after the game after that? I bet on him to hit a home run.
Yes, he hit the game tying home run. Dude, I like Bryce Harper. I wasn't sure about him early in his career, but I like Bryce Harper. I think the thing that we mainly talked about with the World Baseball Classic is it's just disappointing that they won't like the teams were calling the USA and the Venezuela manager and they're being like, hey, you can't pitch my pitcher tonight because I don't want him getting like tired for like
Mm-hmm.
that's what the whole thing with Screwball was like, oh well, he can't pitch because then he'll throw off his start date for the regular season. It's like one, fuck those teams because no one cares about that. Baseball's got 163 games. Oh,
You're right.
you know what I mean? It's like, dude,
Yeah.
this is your country. And Screwball's like, oh, trust me, no one wanted to be out there more than me. It's like, no, dude, then say something. You know
Didn't
what I
be out
mean?
there.
You're going to be playing
Didn't
for
be
the
out there.
Tigers, who are going to win 80 games this year. No one cares about the Tigers. So I was just pretty disappointed by the roster USA put out there because it was like a lot of good young guys, but we have better players that should have been on the roster that just didn't want to, fine. If you want to play in spring training, if that's more important to you, then that's fine. I know where you stand.
These baseball players need to go hang out with the U.S. men's
Yes, dude. The
gold
hockey
medal
team.
team. Yeah, the hockey team, because you'll tell like they won't even hang out with them. Like it's two different attitudes, bro. And I
Yeah.
get like they're paying you, but like you don't see the fucking Avs. You don't see the Avs calling the fucking Team Canada, telling them like 3/4 of their best players can't
Yeah.
play.
Hey, I need you to sit McCarr and McKinnon tonight. We got a big game versus Ottawa when we get back
Right?
there. It's like,
Yeah.
no one cares.
I want to party with Mel in the chat. Ev, I'm thinking we got to meet up. Maybe Dante can come down for a weekend. We'll have the sports betting show on Fox. Put us on at Tom's Watch Bar. I think next one for the Abs, we got to do it. We'll invite everybody from Crew Talk because that's Abs, dude. Playoff hockey, bro, is just like the
That's
Olympic hockey was fucking tight butt cheek, but
that's what
this
was
is
cool about the World Baseball Classic is like the environment was awesome, and it
it was
was the
tight butt.
Dominican and Venezuela they're playing in Miami, so there was a lot of fans for the other team there. But it was cool because like those countries cared a lot more than I felt like the USA did. Not all of them, like some of the US guys did, but like Judge, you think he was like, oh, bummer. Now I got to go back to being a Yankee. Like he doesn't care. You know what I mean? It just is what it is.
Oh, you hate it. You
Yeah.
hate it. Huh.
Go Rockies.
Yeah,
Thursday, opening day.
Thursday's opening day. That's right. So we need our season-long bets for Wednesday. Dante, Ev, hit the lab, bud. I'm taking, I already know one, just so you guys know, and I could break it down. Skeens strikeouts over 209 for the year. I don't even care what it is. If you guys want to ride it or not with me. Only kicker is I can't place the parlay, Dante, unless you're gonna let me place one parlay during Lent. Otherwise, I won't be a part of it. So you might have to place it, to be honest. But we'll get into that Wednesday. We'll break down the rest of the games. Dante, big dubs. Hopefully you win some money on the Bing Bong tomorrow parlay. I will be placing just money lines, not getting cute, paying the juice, don't care. Mel, Avs watch party, we're in. We're gonna set it up. Ev, for some reason, go Padres. I don't even know what's up with this guy. He's getting a phone call here from me in a minute. But
Go Padres.
Yeah. Anyways, Mel, thanks for chiming in. We'll set up the watch party. Don't sweat it. Other than that, go Nugs, go Abs. Big day tomorrow. Always go Bronco. Dante, I'll be waddling my way into meetings all week, but go Sparty Friday. Other than that, have a great rest of your week, and I'll see you in 2 days.